What up, YouTube? It's your boy Banks. And we back in the building, you feel me? It's True Talks. Cause True Talks, alright? Let's get straight right into it. So you already know, man, last night was definitely, was a great game in itself. Obviously, is an upsetting loss for the Clippers. A great win for the Jazz, especially since they didn't play their greatest and they had a bad stretch in terms of shooting, and they overcame that and came back and got the dub. You get what I'm saying? Obviously, the Clippers just had 1 day rest in terms of just their game 7 that they had versus the Mavs. And when you have 1 day rest and a quick turnaround, guarding all of a sudden a new, complete different series and guarding a new set of play styles and all that type of stuff and different dynamic. And then you add the fact that they're on the road in the Mile High. It's not like they're in the same altitude. So, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, in Salt Lake, you already know with the mountains and all that, there's different altitudes. So, you're going to get tired quicker, more fatigued, especially when you're already fatigued from a game 7. So, that's why you've seen, the Jets kind of turn off in the second half, and you've seen it flip 360 where the Jets for the Jazz turned on. They started hitting more shots. The tempo increased. Donovan Mitchell was going downhill. This, that, and the third, and all of that. So when you look at it from that perspective, obviously, you gotta account for that. But a lot of it was, it was a different dynamic in terms of just the play style, in terms of defensively. Now, when you have a Rudy Gobert center, I don't know why the Clippers started with the small ball. And this is what I'd be talking about. KYP, I don't like how it takes a whole game to just adjust in terms of in-game adjustments. Like, there's after-game adjustments and there's in-game adjustments. In-game adjustments is always the next level in terms of a championship team. And I know Ty Lue does great adjustments and all that type of stuff. As we've seen in the last series, he adjusted. But he thought that the last series, that small ball, will automatically translate to this series. You can't do that with a Gobert because you've seen how many offensive rebounds he's just tall. You can't, if you box out, he doesn't have to actually get the rebound. He's taller than you. He's 7'1". He could just tap it back, do the Tyson Chandler tap back. So he's not doing that when Zubac was there. You've seen, I don't even need to see the plus minus, and I already know the plus minus for Zubac was completely different. I already know that just off the gate. You get what I'm saying? I don't even need to actually see there. And they even say Zubac is a -1, which is probably cap. I don't know. But all I know is when I watched, yeah, exactly. So everybody else is -12, -10, -7, -3, -9. DeMarcus is +6 and Zubac is -1, right? So when you look at it from that perspective, Kennard is +4. So when you look at it from that perspective, so it does translate, right? So it is a better plus minus that he has better than the rest, which means that small ball lineup didn't have a great plus minus because what they were doing with the small ball is that they were switching everything, right? So when you switch everything, you sometimes are gonna have a baby, or even if then you're gonna have a smaller guy regardless on Zubac. On Rudy Gobert, and he's gonna do the tap back offensive rebounds. What you did do that, which was great from switching everything, is you force a lot of one-on-one. So now that you force a lot of one-on-one, that's the reason why they're missing a lot of shots. But it was 3s and 2s. That's what they make. They don't really shoot the mid-range. So with this personnel and with this play style, the most IQ thing to do is to play Zubac and let him do drop coverage and force them to shoot mid-ranges all day. You get what I'm saying? And that's what he did. And that's why even on the mid-range, right, by the time Rudy Gobert gets back, he reads it and he times Clarkson on his floater, blocks it. He was blocking a lot of shots from playing the drop coverage. Now the paint is protected. Rudy Gobert's not eating, and even Cousins too. Same thing with Zubac. He's stripping Gobert. Like, the paint is protecting. You're forcing Rudy to either do one-on-one, or you're going to be able to contest somewhat on the mid-range takes. And only once in a blue moon did they have the guys on the hip from going over the screen and they get a layup or whatever because Rudy runs the guys out the way. But most of the times, that was their best defensive stretches, was when you had Zubac and Cousins in and they're playing drop coverage. And that's what I was saying even coming into the game, was force the mid-range, force Donovan Mitchell to kill the mid-range and pulling the gaps off the mid-range. Ingles, Bogdanovich, all of them. When you have the small ball, you switch everything, so they're isoing. And what did Donovan Mitchell start doing? Downhill, 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 downhill. He's getting to the paint and he's killing, because it's not like you're padding one-on-one anyways. You already struggle with Luka. Well, you're gonna struggle with Donovan Mitchell with athleticism. If you have to pick and choose Donovan Mitchell, you want him to what? Not go downhill. You want him to shoot tough, shot creating shots all day, every day. Sometimes he's potent with it, sometimes he's not, but that's your best case scenario. If he's going downhill, it's over, because now you got to collapse. Now shooters are getting more open. It's over, right? So obviously, and that's the thing. When you have Zubats in, you're not getting a downhill because he's in the paint. But with small ball, he can attack you. There's no rim protection. You know what I'm saying? And, it's just different. It's different. I'm going to highlight it, obviously, in the context. But, this is what Elite looks like. Donovan Mitchell is different. Kawhi and all of them, obviously, you've seen fatigue at hand because, obviously, the one-game rest. But when is it ever going to come to play if every time from now is 1-1-1, one-day rest? So we'll see. And, we'll see. Let's go into that context because I gave it that context. Let's go straight right into it, boy. So the Jazz obviously ate in the third quarter, and Mitchell went to work, but I didn't like their coverages, especially with the small ball. I didn't really like it. I like this when Zubats matching with Gobert for this reason. See right here, you go over the screen, Zubats and drop coverage. Force Ingles to do pull-ups in the gaps, especially from mid-range. See, cancel that whole pick and roll. Nothing is there. Now you have to try and run it back. You see again, tries to run it back. Zubats, because of his length, and play drop coverage, and that's why you seen him blocking Clarkson, all these guys in the midi, because he's playing the drop coverage, playing the middle, and he's guarding basically both, and then you go over the screen and you cancel everything. They canceled it again. Twice. You canceled it again. Then look, see, because now PG decides to go under, now Zubats has to go pick up because PG's stuck on the screen, but even then, Zubats played great defense, canceled that. Look at the great defense. And then look, see, Zubats is even there to battle with Gobert in the paint and the rebounding. I didn't like the small ball lineup, especially with Gobert and this Jazz team. And you have to change up what you're doing. Look what are we doing here. My goodness, nice move. PG. But see, Zubats is battling with Gobert. This is why you got to start Zubats and match him up with Rudy. Play the same minutes as Rudy. And that's what you do. That's why you cancel all of the shit he does. Especially because Zubats is useful with his screens on offense. That's why they get better looks. See, mid-range open. Okay, not. Post up then. Okay, Luke, that's how you feel? Oh, my God. Luke, he said nothing but my game is fluke. That's how you feel, boy. I like it. That's what I like to see. Then look right here. See, the Batum goes over, but he goes over lazily, and Zubats is playing the drop perfectly. But even then, PG's got a gap too in strength, just like how Luke did. And then see now, look. And then that's an and one. He's a damn son. And that's what the negative of doing that drop and him going over the screen is. If you don't over the screen properly, that could happen. Come on. So what are we doing here, all right? So you can see Zubats again. He's there to set great screens. Great screen for PG. See? Screen in the gap. But that's a great look. And even offensive rebounds, too. Another great look. Boom. PG 13. We see your scene. You see Zubats. You see the impact he makes. I don't even got to read the box score to know that his plus minus was hella high because the defense he played and everything. And then right here, they're doing the same thing again. But like you don't do that in a double, obviously. See, he's doing the same thing with Luke touch. You don't need to touch him at half court. I never understood that. Like, and then look, he doesn't see the pass. He passed perfectly at the same time. And look, he had to even turn around. He didn't even know he passed. Bruh. Boom. Bruh. And that's what I'm saying. Great vision by Mitchell, man. But, like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, it's just IQ. Like, he's at half court. Unless it's Dame, you don't need to touch him and do that. Like, KYP. And then look at Zubats' screens. You gotta make that PG, man. You gotta make that. But look at the screens he sets. Look how, it's different in impact. And look at here, Kawhi. This is why he has to be aggressive. Look at this. In the 4 wins, didn't miss a shot. 8 points average. Like, that's what elite looks like, man. You got this. What this tells you everything. When Kawhi is Kawhi, especially in the 4th, then you already know why. It's buckets. And then look right here. You see? They're about to come down and see? You see PG? PG goes under the screen, which he didn't need to. And then he bumped them perfectly favors and forced the switch. And now Zubats has to switch. And then now this is a mismatch. You already know his gift wrap. Now Luke has to get him. And, bro, at this point, my goodness, you already know it's over. I'm going to put the team on my shoulder. That's D, Mitch. I'll kill him if he switch. Come on now. That boy nice, man. Come on. That's baby food. What are we doing here? See, they didn't switch. They're trying to do the same thing. Miscommunicate. That's perfect. That's got to go. You got to hit that Kawhi. But same thing. They tried to do the same touch and go because they didn't want to switch. And then it led to Kawhi being open. Oh, my God. D-Mitch has those. But at the end of the day, you ask what you want him shooting. You have to pick and choose. Okay, what are we doing? You got to be aggressive, Rondo. Good pass, though. Yo, bruh, PG, you got to hit one, man. And they called him, bruh. That's supposed to be a loose ball on favors, but you gotta hit one, PG, man. Struggling, god damn it. See right here, see, because now Zubats has the gap. He played a drop coverage, but even then, look at Rondo. You're supposed to only help off the weak side, not like that off the same side, off the strong side. Now look, wide open, especially as Clarkson. He's a marksman. Boom, god damn, man. Let's go. Clarkson said he's a marksman. Come on, man, bruh. I'm telling you, man, just no attention to detail, playing lazy, and part of it is probably fatigue. And look at this. My goodness, I don't miss. That's Luke. Nothing about my game is fluke. Elite. This is why I said he should have been playing from time. Y'all know that I've been said that. Look at this miscommunication. Like, what is this? I guess Luke, like, why would Luke be on Bogdanovic? Look, you see PG's like, yo, we gotta talk. PG, you're supposed to get Bogdanovic. That's why his hands is doing that. We gotta talk. Bro, you're supposed to get him. At least you tell him. Like, there's no way Luke is supposed to be on him. That doesn't happen. Now D Mitch is out the game, and let's see if they could come back. What are we doing? And one, he's a damn son. Come on, now that's Kawhi. Nah, please don't try. Stop, boy. I need you to try, Kawhi. Come on, man. What are we doing? And I see they went back to small ball. I don't like this, man. I don't like when they do the small ball, especially with Gobert there. Hey. We need to talk. I don't know. I don't see shit. Like, yo, I don't see the screen. You got to tell me, see? And then he got hit hard, and now you pulls him. Like, you got to talk to me. That's what he's saying. You got to talk to me, man. I never said that you didn't. I can't hear anything but the air jump. He say, bro, I can't hear you, fam. See, you can't let that happen, you know. Rondo trying to tell him, he's like, yo, I can't. Right. See Rondo trying to talk to him, trying to teach.